Gives it right back, and that's Raymond Lee. Wide to David Abador. Abador back to Espinoza. I'd like to apologize for the technical difficulties in getting us on the air. I think we are up and running here in Kansas City as we see a ball over the top that is easily cut out by Omar Ballo, shielding it off, but then one. Well done by Jocelyn Ramos. Ramos and Ballo fighting. Excuse me, that's Kaleem. And Omar Ballo comes out the better, but then the ball's given right back. Big pressure from Kaleem high there. Ball up to Dane Kelly. Beats his man, now creates some space and holds it up smartly for Ayrton. Ayrton back to Walefi. Big ball from Walefi now, looking for Kelly, cut out easily. And that's Villalobos for the Tulsa Roughnecks. Already trailing 1-0 in this match. Needing to settle things down, and maybe this will help Jake Feener now. All the way back to the goalkeeper. He goes left to Schaefer. Schaefer back to Morgan. Tulsa playing it around in the back, settling this game down. Sam, what do they need to do? That's been a pretty frantic start for the Tulsa Roughnecks as we see another giveaway.
It is, and look, the Tulsa Roughnecks are at the bottom of the table right now, and they should approach this game with a free mind. They have nothing to lose. The Rangers are the ones who are playing for a playoff spot right now, so in a way, psychologically, pressure's kind of on the Rangers. So I think Tulsa just needs to take a deep breath here, play with a free mind, commit men forward, don't sit back. Look for 3 points and put the pressure on the Rangers because, after all, it's them who's chasing the playoff spot.
Well, and Tulsa, a team that has struggled to score of late, winless in their last 7, only 1 goal in that time. And you can see why. Sammy Ochoa is the danger man, but barely involved during the early going here. And it's been all Swope Park Rangers who got the early goal, got on the score sheet in just the 3rd minute, and now we see him on the attack again. That's Tyler Pasher. Back for Walefi. Pasher. Christian Duke, the captain. Oh, and that's an unlucky giveaway from Christian Duke, right through the legs of Tyler Pasher. Frantic start, starting to settle down a little bit, but the high pressure from the Swope Park Rangers continues to pay dividends as another giveaway in the Tulsa midfield. And Swope now possessing again. Amir Didic going forward. Lots of space. Finds Ayrton in a pocket. Clever bit of backheel stuff from Ayrton. He's found Dane Kelly. Dane Kelly moving left across the box. Reaching a little too much for a shot there is Dane Kelly. Trying to give his team a 2-0 lead very early on, but over the bar. Let's go back and take a look at the goal that we missed while we were having the technical difficulties, and it really didn't look like much was going on here. As you see, the ball gets down into the corner, and Dane Kelly just going to beat his man one-on-one. That's Kelly against Espinoza. Pulls the ball back and fires a low cross, and Christian Duke completely lost in the area. Nobody marking him. Jake Feener, no chance. I do think Christian Duke mishits that ball, Sam Kovzin, but it's an early goal for the Swope Park Rangers.
He probably does, but it's a heads-up play from Christian Duke. He sees the space in the box, and he exploits it. Not the most clinical of finishes, but it's in the back of the net, and that's what matters, and it's 1-0.
And as we're back into live play, another poor giveaway from... And that's a big save from Feener. Another poor giveaway by the Tulsa midfield, and Ayrton and Chris Tierpak not quite sure who was going to get onto that ball. Chris Tierpak taking it from Ayrton with the shot. Feener stands up big, makes himself large. Hard to beat there. But then back across the face of the goal even. And luckily cleared away by Tulsa. Tulsa really struggling to find their shape in the back right now. All kinds of space for the Rangers. I think Chris Tierpak's going to hold up there on that ball from Tommy Meyer. Knowing he's offside, he does in fact acknowledge it with a wave.
Feener may have indeed kept his side in the game with that save. You're looking at a 2-0 deficit potentially within the first 8 minutes. Would have been awfully hard to respond there if you're Tulsa. A big stop by Jake Feener.
Well, absolutely, Sam. And this is a Tulsa team that throughout the season has struggled with, at times, big defeats, especially on the road. And they've just given up a lot of goals. 3 goals on the road at Vancouver, 3 goals on the road at San Antonio. There's another big save from Jake Feener. A shot from distance, and you can see Swope Park Rangers smelling blood in the water. As Ayrton jogs over to take this corner kick, it's Ayrton with the man with the shot. Hard-driven shot with the left foot. Feener going down left, almost short hops him. That's a tough shot from Ayrton. And now he's going to be standing over this corner. Ball into the middle of the area. Header won by Dane Kelly, but kind of coming backwards, not enough on it. Jake Feener takes easily, and now he's looking to outlet quickly. Ball won by Will Effie. Second ball in the midfield, brought down by Tulsa. And that's Sammy Ochoa very deep coming back for the ball, perhaps feeling like he's not involved yet. But he's all the way back on his own side of midfield to try and win that ball, Sam.
Well, Jake, that's something that Tulsa wants is Sammy Ochoa's involvement. 10 goals, 6 assists on the season. To put that into perspective, their Tulsa player has more than 4 goals. This is a guy, Sammy Ochoa, who does it all for them. The more he's on the ball, the better. Hence him probably dropping back, see what he can do, get a touch.
Yeah, and he's been pretty starved for service of late, and especially early in this match, as we see him committing the foul there on Ever Alvarado, the loanee from Sporting Kansas City. But Ochoa, you've got to think at this point in the season, the spot the Tulsa Roughnecks are in the standings, the lack of service he's seen recently and especially early in this match, he is going to get himself involved as much as he can and drop much deeper than the kind of target forward we expect him to be. Christian Duke now brings it back for Ayrton. The Rangers do counter quickly, and that's Ayrton. A clever little ball with the outstep. Chris Tierpak now. He's got Tommy Meyer overlapping. Looking at Meyer, waits. Meyer now, one time across. I think Christian Duke slipped in the middle of the area. Jake Feener also slipping in goal there, and it's cleared away by the Roughnecks for a throw-in. Quickly taken by Tommy Meyer. You see there on the replay the ball by Meyer across and stepped out. Now a cross in, headed clear, and that's going to be another, well, it may run out. Going to run out for a throw, I believe, for Tyler Pasher. He wasn't sure if he wanted to let it go or if he wanted to play that ball. He's now going to leave this for Ever Alvarado, who has got a longer throw if he wants to go that direction. He elects instead to go short. Pasher back to Alvarado. Christian Duke out top, wide to Pasher. Pasher, Everaldo, nice little 1-2, cut out well. And the Roughnecks now looking outlet to Ochoa, trying to do it all. Plays forward for Ramos, a bit of contact there, and I think we're actually going to get the call behind the play. And Sam, again, we see Sammy Ochoa dropping very deep.
I think ball caught him a little late there. It's what the call was. But again, Ochoa dropping to midfield.
Sam, we were told going into this match that Ramos would be in behind Ochoa, and it looks like it's been the other way around. And then also Kaleem getting very far forward. It's a bit of a 3-5-2 with some wingbacks, but also Kaleem playing so far forward, it's almost a 3-4-3
You're almost
at
looking
times.
at the 3-4-3 at times. That's correct, especially with Kaleem playing that more advanced role. We knew that Carpio and Ochoa would be high up, but Kaleem joining them. And that's what I like to see from Tulsa. I like to see them going forward, getting into the attack. Again, they've got nothing to lose. Test this Rangers team.
Tierpak onside, and it's a cross, and it's a goal! Oh no, and the flag is up. I can see it out of the corner of my eye here. The assistant referee on the near side. Flagging Tyler Pasher for being offside. It's a really great run into the corner for Chris Tierpak. Pasher, again, unmarked at the back post. Tierpak, look at this, all kinds of time and space to pick out Pasher. And from our angle here, we obviously can't see where Pasher is, but he does look like he's, at worst, even with the back line. Either way, Tulsa Roughnecks head coach David Irving cannot be happy with what he sees from his back line so far, Sam.
Good stuff there, obviously, from Tierpak and Pasher, the winger-to-winger connection there. Pasher maybe a half yard offside there. He's awfully close. And even so, Coach Mark DeSantos likes what he's seen early.
Ball in from Ayrton to Dane Kelly. Off the post. The fans here thought it was in. I thought it was in at first.
Great vision from Ayrton. Unlucky from Kelly, who nearly adds to his USL leading total.
A right-footed shot from Dane Kelly. Unluckily, as you said, Sam, off the post. But look at how he drifts off the center back to find the space.
And that's when Dane Kelly's at his best, is when he's moving off the ball and making the center backs work. He's got great pace. He's a gifted forward naturally. but when he's at his best, it's when he's moving off the ball, making the defenders work.
Another giveaway from the Tulsa Roughnecks, and you see a lot of yelling out on the field. The Roughnecks clearly out of sorts, not happy with each other right now. And I think in back, as they look, they may be shifting more into a 4-man back line pretty quickly here. It's a high line, though. Pasher tries to take him on one-on-one, and it's cut out. But this 3 center back system, the 3-5-2, is another through ball for Dane Kelly. Feener out off his line. Kelly wins it. Cuts himself back across the box. Feener with the 2-footed slide tackle. Somehow the ball's out to Ayrton at the top of the area. He's shooting, and it's high and wide. What another crazy sequence in the high line, Sam, allowing Dane Kelly to get through.
Ceaseless pressure from the hosts here as we take a look back at this play. Pasher with his head up, another incisive through ball. Kelly racing through, gets past Feener, tries to cut it back along the end line. And again, Feener to the rescue for
Don't
Tulsa.
often see that 2-footed tackle from the goalkeeper. He's got hands for a reason, but it worked out for Jake Feener. Chris Tierpak, a nifty move along the near side. Shielded well by Raymond Lee, and then given away by Ray Lee. But that's coming back for a foul. Referee Andrew Mousse saying no. Tierpak got into Ray Lee on the back. Ray Lee, as we talked about earlier, Sporting Kansas City Academy product. Park Hill High School, drafted by the Philadelphia Union. Only one appearance for the Philadelphia Union, but it did come against his hometown team, Sporting Kansas City. And now here, a huge part of the Tulsa Roughnecks midfield. Won again by Meyer. It's Walefi, and the Rangers looking to counter quickly. Still Walefi. Still Walefi. He's got Pasher wide, plays him into space. Pasher cutting in, now cuts wider into the corner. Across the face of the goal, covered well by Jake Feener. All sorts of space there. And Sam, we look at the lineup sheet, and Tulsa's listed as a 4-4-2, but they're clearly deploying this 3-5-2, 5-3-2. And to my eye, just 16 minutes into this match, they look like they do not know where everybody's supposed to be. There's some confusion issues there.
I would agree, and I think we've seen that multiple times already with these through balls being played through the central channels. Slicing and dicing from these Swope Park Rangers, finding easy chances early on.
It's wide to Pasher. He leaves it for Alvarado. Back to Pasher. Walefi now in the middle of the park. Big switch to Tommy Meyer, the right back for Swope Park Rangers, getting forward. Ball across. Won by Tulsa, but all the way back to Walefi. They can't get out of their own end. It's Ayrton on that magical left foot. Looping ball to the back post. That's won by Edgar Espinoza. But Ever Alvarado coming forward. It's Dane Kelly again. And finally stuffed out by Villalobos. And that's Villalobos there that's fouled. Let's actually talk about that Tulsa lineup and the way that they're set up. It is a 3-5-2, 5-3-2 hybrid system. Schaefer, Morgan, and Espinoza, the center backs of sorts. Ball played forward by Davarin. Davarin and David Abador, the wing backs in this system. The midfield is Ray Lee, Gustavo Villalobos, and Kaleem. And then Jason Ramos, Carpio, and Sammy Ochoa up top. Wide now. All the way back to the back man again. That's Devin Morgan. Back to his goalkeeper, Jake Feener. Feener with time. No press from the Rangers now. Pressing very selectively tonight so far as Swope Park, but it's been dangerous when they have. And that's almost a bad giveaway. But Ochoa back for it. Ball wide now. Big sliding challenge from Djidic. Can't get to it, and it's across the area. Cut out by Tommy Meyer, and that'll be a corner for the Tulsa Roughnecks. Carpio over to take it. It'll be an outswinger with the right foot. That's Sammy Ochoa at the near post. He gets a shot off, calls for a handball. No joy given. Back in and then cleared out by Tyler Pasher, and now out for a Tulsa throw-in near midfield. We're going to get another look at it here. But that ball off the foot of Carpio didn't look dangerous, but Sammy Ochoa with a great near post run.
Yeah, and he found some space. And Chad, that has to be a concern coming into the game for the Rangers, who have conceded goals off of set pieces the last couple games. He'd gone the entire season without doing so until most recent 2 games, conceding off of corners. Definitely an area of concern of late for head coach Mark DeSantos.
It's Carpio cutting it across. That's Ochoa now. He's the danger man. Lays it off. Back for Ray Lee. And Ray Lee well under that ball. Hearing it from the fans in the stands here at Children's Mercy Victory Park, there is a parking lot over there. Somebody telling Ray Lee that he just hit his car. I don't think the ball went that far, but certainly Ray Lee is going to want that shot back. But back to your point, Sam. Swope Park Rangers head coach Mark Dos Santos and his team priding themselves on not giving up set-piece goals all season long, and then, as you pointed out, in each of the last 2 matches, giving up set pieces and at important times. Tommy Meyer looking for Dane Kelly over the top. That's Chris Tierpak now. Tierpak to Kelly. Oh, and Dane Kelly wasn't sure to go back to Tierpak or if he was going to turn on that himself, and it's a giveaway. And it's Tulsa moving forward. This is Kaleem coming all the way across. He's got Ray Lee. Ray Lee has space. Ochoa just finding a pocket here. Now Daverin. Dav, as they call him in Tulsa. Ayrton saying, I played that off of Dav. I want the throw in. The referee choosing to go the other way. Daverin now with the throw in. He's got Ray Lee. Back to Daverin. Tackle from Tierpak. Tommy Meyer looking to go up the line. I can't tell if he was smartly playing that off of Daverin or he just got lucky there, Sam. But it's a throw in for the Swope Park Rangers. Meyer back to Gidic. Gidic to Alefi. Little 3-man triangle in the corner now. Now the 4th man, Ayrton, is the outlet. Nifty little move to find some space, and he's got Chris Tierpak. Tierpak with the outside of the boot to Tyler Pasher. Pasher trying to cut it across in front of Edgar Espinoza, and Edgar Espinoza, big step. Huge tackle there from Espinoza.
Huge play there from Espinoza. As we know, Tyler Pasher, one of the fastest players for the Swope Park Rangers. He gets a clean touch on that. He's off on goal, so an important intervention there from the Tulsa defender.
Wide for Davo. Zabador, who's come all the way across from, he started out wide right. Big ball. And a big sliding tackle from Ever Alvarado. That was Edgar Espinoza way up the field. Now looking for the big throw. That's Carpio. Asking for the handball, but none given. That ball pretty clearly coming off the chest. And it's another corner kick for the Tulsa Roughnecks. Carpio over to take it. Ochoa always the danger man here. Looking for him again, and it's flicked on, and now it's found its way to the back post. That's Villalobos. Ball across, headed, won by Omar Ballo. Ayrton, that's a little dangerous from Walefi, but he found Ayrton, and now Walefi looking the big switch. He's got Tyler Pasher, and as usual, Tyler Pasher has space in front of him and an overlapping Ever Alvarado on his left. Instead, he goes through ball to Chris Tierpak. Tierpak, that ball got caught under Chris Tierpak, and then he got run over from behind, and that's a penalty kick. The referee, Andrew Muse, wasting no time, immediately saying that's a penalty, and now he's being told by his assistant referee that we assume Chris Tierpak was offside on the initial run. Did I see that wrong, Sam, or did the referee whistle, point for the spot? And
he
then
absolutely did. The referee awarded a penalty, but it looks like the side linesman had his flag up before then, as we see Pasher playing the through ball. And again, awfully close.
That looks like a really bad call to me.
Awfully close.
Even from that camera angle, it looks like Chris Tierpak is a step onside, making a really fantastically timed run. But instead of a penalty kick, it's offside, and we're going back the other way.
And it gives Tulsa a lifeline here in the first quarter of the match.
Nike is a proud partner of the USL. Follow at Nike Soccer on Twitter for all the latest Nike Soccer information. Walefi now. Wide for Meyer. Back to Djidic. He loves this big switch. He's found Tyler Pasher over there. Or he's looking for Tyler Pasher, and that is cut out well by Edgar Espinoza. Pasher with the quick throw. Kelly. Now Pasher again. Dane Kelly went the wrong way for Tyler Pasher. And Carpio on the ball, settling it down for Tulsa. Looking for Lee in the midfield. Cut out by Christian Duke. Ayrton now on the left foot. Duke. Wide for Pasher. One-time cross off the head of Edgar Espinoza and out for a throw, which will again be taken quickly. That's Dane Kelly checking in. Double teamed. Can't get loose. Ball kind of squirting back to the goalkeeper, Jake Feener. But Sam, we've said Edgar Espinoza a lot today, which tells me that Tyler Pasher's been very involved. So the left side of the Swope Park Rangers offense, where they're looking to go.
You bet. Tyler Pasher's been on the ball a lot, serving in those crosses. Very fast player. Excellent pace. He'll be a threat for Tulsa all night. And as you said, Edgar Espinoza covering a lot of ground himself, Chad. We saw him all the way up on the right wing for Tulsa, getting involved offensively.
And that's one of the drawbacks of a 3-5-2, especially against the 3-forward system that Swope Park Rangers like to play, is those wide players always going to have space. And as we see another ball pinged wide, that's Ever Alvarado now. Back for Pasher. Now to Walefi in the midfield. Tulsa trying to get organized, get two lines of defense. Ayrton. Walefi. Tyler Pasher checking in. Looks at him, doesn't go that way. Instead goes to Chris Tierpak to the right. Now Tommy Meyer. All the way back to Amir Djidic. Christian Duke. Moving through the midfield, finds Ayrton. And Tommy Meyer had cut off his run. That's a really clever idea from Christian Duke and Ayrton, but Meyer had to hold his run. The high pressure from Swope. Back to the goalkeeper. Feener out with the left foot, given away straight to Walefi. Finds Chris Tierpak with the head. Tierpak to Duke in the corner. He's going to lay it back for Meyer. One-time cross from Meyer, gets away from him a little bit, but he's still got Tyler Pasher as the outlet on the back post. Pasher now, some fancy feet. The back heel for Ever Alvarado. Cross is cut out in the middle there. And Tulsa trying to break, but Swope doing a great job of getting back. That's a smart foul from Tyler Pasher.
Tireless stuff there from Pasher, obviously getting forward and whipping in the cross, but also tracking back. And as you said, Chad, probably a smart foul there, as Tulsa were looking to break with numbers.
Espinoza now looking for the long ball on this free kick, we assume. Sending everybody forward. Just kind of chipped in the middle. Sammy Ochoa is his target. Over Ochoa, onto Omar Ballo, and it's just played straight back. That's Isaiah Schaefer now. Abador, who's definitely shifting more central to get himself more involved. Almost looking as if he's the holding midfielder now. As maybe David Irving is adjusting the way his team's attacking this game. Villalobos has shifted up the field some. This is Edgar Espinoza on the right. Across the middle of the field, well taken down by Amir Djidic. Chris Tierpak back to Tommy Meyer, and the Rangers almost imploring each other to settle it down here and not rush up the field.
Well, the game's in their control right now, Chad. The 1-0 lead, plenty of opportunities. Obviously, they'll be wanting to control the game, control the tempo, continue to boss it, but stay organized as well. This is a Swope Park Rangers team that has just 4 clean sheets this year. Sure, they'll be wanting to improve that number tonight. Stay organized, stay compact in the back, continue to be dangerous going forward.
Espinoza. Schaefer in the center of the park. Abador doesn't find anything he likes. Goes wide for Villalobos. Abador with a big run. Has found it again. But Omar Balo showing tremendous closing speed to get to that ball and play it out for a throw-in. The throw now going to be taken by Espinoza. Again, far up the pitch. Not looking long throw this time. He's looking at Kaleem. Kaleem fouls Ever Alvarado as the two-man challenge for that ball. And especially, Sam, in a three-back system, I'm really surprised to see one of those guys, in this case Edgar Espinoza, who has been targeted so much with Tyler Pasher being a focus early, getting that far up to take a throw in.
And it's kind of left Isaiah Schaefer and Devin Morgan in precarious positions when the Rangers counter, play these through balls downfield. It's putting a lot of pressure on those two Tulsa defenders. Again, Schaefer and Morgan being asked to do a lot at times when the Rangers break those lines in midfield.
Ayrton over the top again for Pasher. That's really well done over there. Pasher and Duke on the 1-2. Pasher into the corner. Ball across the face of the goal. Dane Kelly not seeing much joy in it. And it's cleared away by Schaefer for the throw-in. The referee's going to make Ever Alvarado back up to take this one. Tried to steal a little bit of space. Back for Balo. Walefi switching the field for Ayrton. He's got Tommy Meyer overlapping. He goes to Chris Tierpak in front of him. Tierpak now dribbling at two men, cutting across on his left foot, shooting, and what a goal from Chris Tierpak! From a full 30, 35 yards out, Chris Tierpak with the left-footed stunner. And when you talk about an upper 90 goal, they don't come any more upper 90 than that goal. What an absolute laser from Chris Tierpak. Both Tulsa Roughnecks center backs we're going to see here on the replay sitting back and giving him that space to his left foot as he dances over it. Doesn't even dance, just keeps touching it. There's the step over. And everybody backing away. Jake Feener tries to go top hand, but nothing he can do there, Sam Cobson.
That is absolutely sublime from Chris Tierpak. No goalkeeper in the world is saving that. Absolutely nothing Tulsa can do. That moment of magic from Tierpak has the Rangers up 2 goals to the good.
I'm a little speechless here because I can't figure out what exactly the Tulsa defense is doing, just giving Chris Tierpak that kind of space. But then the shot itself.
He absolutely makes him pay. Just lethal precision to the top left corner. You don't see a ball hit any better than that.
That's a dream goal for Chris Tierpak. And Swope Park Rangers, 2 goals to the good, now in the 33rd minute. In this all-important match for the USL Western Conference playoff race.
I'm replaying a lot of these goals through my mind that the Rangers have scored this year. I'm not sure we've seen one better all season.
Certainly not, and that's a bad giveaway, unluckily, from Christian Duke. Slipped on the ball. Kaleem's going to feel he can do better. Sammy Ochoa telling him he can do better, but I'm with you, Sam. I've called most of these Swope Park Rangers games, and Nansel Selbel's goal on the road early in the year, the only one that comes to mind that's even in the same category as that goal for Chris Tierpak. It's an absolute stunner. We're going to get a quick yellow card here from Ayrton. Dangerous tackle on the far side. It's not Edgar Espinoza there. It's Gustavo Villalobos. As you see Ayrton stay in too long and immediately wave. He knew. Let's go back and take another look at that stunner of a goal from Chris Tierpak from a different angle, Sam.
Well, and look, I mean, it's a terrific shot, of course, but I don't think there's really anything Tulsa does wrong there. I think Morgan maybe gives him a foot too much space, but there's really nothing you can do. We see moments like these in soccer where all you do is just drop your jaw at an individual moment of class. Tierpak, take a bow.
Yeah, and I mean, I think as we look more at it, Sam, it's maybe more casual defending than poor defending, but Morgan's stepping for that ball, and it goes right under Morgan's foot, and it goes right over the outstretched top hand attempted a save from Jake Feener. But when you hit a ball that well, I don't know that there's much anybody can do.
Well, Tierpak, we know he has quality. Played for Chivas USA in the MLS. In MLS, I should say. And again, I could watch that one all day.
And that's the kind of goal that Chris Tierpak has seen some of his teammates get called up by parent club Sporting Kansas City for CONCACAF Champions League matches. He's seen his winger mate, if you will, Tyler Pasher, get called up. Maybe that's the one where he's trying to say, hey, Peter Vermees, put me on your radar. I want to play Tuesday night against the Vancouver Whitecaps. That's a huge goal for Chris Tierpak. It looks like Gustavo Villalobos is over on the bench trying to run it off. The injury from the tackle there from Ayrton. That was a deserved booking, and as we saw, Ayrton wave knowing he was going to be booked. The ensuing free kick played up into the corner. Now a throw-in for Tulsa. That's Edgar Espinoza again forward. It does leave just two center backs back for the Tulsa Roughnecks. Looking big throw, Espinoza. For Ochoa. Well, Effie's in the way, though. And now it's Ayrton. And the Rangers are breaking again. Tyler Pasher stepping on the ball, holding it up. Didn't have any joy going forward. Except now he's going to try and beat a man 1v1. He found Dane Kelly instead. Into Christian Duke, and that's Pasher into the corner. Pasher across the face of the goal. Two Tulsa defenders there. And Devin Morgan. I think Devin Morgan took out his teammate in playing that ball away. And it's a corner kick for Ayrton and the Swope Park Rangers. Played into the box. Alvarado, a glancing header, over to Omar Ballo on the back. He cuts it over to Tommy Meyer. Meyer now turning on it, bringing it back. That's the captain, Christian Duke. Back to Tommy Meyer. Meyer, looping cross to the back post. Two men there. All the back to Dane Kelly. And a big save from Jake Feener. Dane Kelly hits a looping, dipping ball that Feener can barely get fingertips to, but it's enough to keep it over for another Swope Park Rangers corner kick.
Well, I tell you, Chad, Jake Feener's been under the cosh all night. 2 goals conceded, but also 2 excellent saves. Look at that one right there. That may be hitting the woodwork from Kelly. Feener has to be sure. It's going to be the Rangers with another corner.
There it is. Near post. Maybe trying to get a little too fancy there was Ayrton with the in-swinger. But what a shot on that play by Dane Kelly on the half volley. That ball's popping back up. It's not an easy shot, but that's exactly the kind of shot that you get that top spin on. And Jake Feener, a lot of people in front of him too, does well to see that and push it high. I think I'm with you. That might have hit the woodwork, but he's got to take no chances there. He's got to make that save. Tierpak for Kelly. Kelly misses the back heel, and now it's forward. This is Kaleem. I think that's being called back for a foul on Kaleem when he had the ball.
I think they're going to get Amir Djidic with that foul on Kaleem.
This looks like
too much contact there.
And that's an opportunity for a substitution for the Tulsa Roughnecks. Gustavo Villalobos not able to continue. He will be replaced by Christian Mata, who was the goal scorer last week at Real Monarchs for the Tulsa Roughnecks.
The only player to score for Tulsa in their last 6 USL games, Chad. See what he has. Christian Mata, can he bring something to this Roughneck side as they look to cut into this deficit?
Now let's see where he slots in. He's out here wide on the left so far. Now checking in. We know what Sammy Ochoa is going to do. We think we know what Jason Ramos Carpio is going to do. But Mata, interested to see what position he takes in this formation and if this changes anything for the Roughnecks. Are they going more offensive? Battle over on the far side, and Pasher ends up with it. Pushes that one far too far ahead of himself. And Abador is definitely in a holding midfield spot, but he just gives it away. It's Ayrton, back for Pasher. Pasher almost gives it away. Plays Ayrton into danger. But the Brazilian, the Corinthians product, very nifty on the ball. Somehow finds a foot of space for himself. And then another outstep pass. And right back to him, and he's on the ball. And now it's an over-the-top ball to Chris Tierpak. Feener retreating into goal. Tierpak chips it up. Back to Christian Duke. Across for Dane Kelly. And Dane Kelly calling for it and getting the corner kick call, saying that shot was deflected. I certainly didn't hit that ball that high over the goal on his own. But Kelly, as you can see there, mad with himself. And look at the quick ball movement. Tierpak, once he brings this ball down, back to Christian Duke immediately. Duke for Kelly, and that's maybe a tough ball for Dane Kelly. But Christian Duke knowing Dane Kelly's my danger man there at the top of the area.
It's an excellent sequence there from the Rangers. Fast ball movement, and how about Ayrton starting that break? Dazzling footwork, exuding confidence here as he is about to take this corner kick.
Bit of a scuffle inside the area. A couple of players going to get a talking to. I think that's Omar Ballo and Devin Morgan being told they need to keep the shenanigans to a minimum. And now we're ready for the Ayrton in-swinging corner. He goes short for Tierpak. Back to Ayrton. Bit of training ground stuff perhaps there, but doesn't come off, and now it's a throw-in for the Rangers. Ayrton tries to beat him one-on-one. Can't get around. Daverin on the corner there. Daverin going to hold the ball and earn the foul. Slap hands with Chris Tierpak.
That's pretty good work there from Daverin. Doing a good job there patrolling both Tierpak and Ayrton in that corner.
Keep up to date with the USL all season long by visiting the new USLsoccer.com for everything you need to know about the USL. It's USLsoccer.com. Ayrton for Dane Kelly. Lets it run through his legs, and he is faster than Devin Morgan. And he's in on goal. 1v1, Dane Kelly, and it's 3-0. Swope Park Rangers. All Dane Kelly on that play. It's a smart ball from Ayrton, who earns himself another assist, but Dane Kelly with the dummy move. Excuse me, that's Walefi with the assist. And the dummy move, and he is just faster than Devin Morgan.
Blistering pace from Dane Kelly, his 4th goal of the season. He's United Soccer League's all-time leading scorer, and he adds to his total there. He shows why. Clinical finish past the keeper, side footing Jake Feener. 3-0 to the Rangers.
And how about Dane Kelly turning on Devin Morgan, and then from 2 steps behind him, not only beating Morgan to the ball, but beating him by enough that he's got time to get that shot off. That's incredible speed.
Fantastic acceleration from the veteran striker. That's what has made him so good in the United Soccer League over the last 5+ seasons.
Well, and that's what the Rangers expected when they signed Dane Kelly before this season. Mark Dos Santos, as we see a ball forward for Omar Bala. Mark Dos Santos telling us earlier in the season that if Dane Kelly had been healthy, he could have been up there on the score sheet again. Started out blistering, was fantastic in the first 2 matches before getting hurt, and then once he got hurt, it's taken him a long time to work himself back into shape. But you see there what a healthy and engaged Dane Kelly can do, as that looked like it was going to be nothing, and suddenly it was a 3-0 lead for the Swope Park Rangers.
And a player as naturally gifted as Dane Kelly, you're obviously going to want him as confident in front of goal as possible. And with him getting that goal, that's great news for the Rangers as they continue to make their playoff push here the final couple weeks of the regular season.
Well, and Sam, that's the important thing right now for me, for this Rangers team when it comes to the playoff pushes. Ayrton's playing out of his mind. So we see some bodies flying through, and I think the first foul is going to be called where Leffy looks to take it. Not given the opportunity to. But for me, Ayrton's been fantastic over the last month. You've got Amir Djidic, who's playing with confidence. You've got Omar Ballo, who has solidified himself as a first-choice center back. Tyler Pasher playing with confidence. While Leffy playing with confidence. Dane Kelly getting back on the score sheet. And the team's leading goal scorer is still sitting on the bench. And Mark-Anthony Gonzalez has been fantastic over the last month or two as well. So this is a team that has got to feel that if they can keep themselves into the playoffs, anything can happen.
If they can get themselves into the playoffs and if they can stay healthy, Mark Dos Santos is going to have no shortage of options. As you said, the Rangers' leading scorer, Mark Dos Santos, we haven't even seen him tonight. We may in the second half. But squad selection, probably a good problem for Dos Santos to have at this juncture of the season.
Got 1 minute of extra time here, but you're right. Squad selection problems are not real problems at all now, are they? This could be a problem, though. A free kick for the Tulsa Roughnecks taken to the short side. And the header won by Edgar Espinoza, but can't do enough to keep it on frame. I'm sorry, that's Devin Morgan winning the header. Can't do enough to keep it on frame, and it's a goal kick for Adrian Zendejas, whose name we've barely said in the first 46 minutes of this match. Zendejas going to take this goal kick and have to assume, with the referee looking at his watch, that this will be the last action of the first half. Scuffed the kick a little bit. Header won by Ray Lee. And that was Christian Mata challenging for it. And now it's popped up in the air by Omar Ballo. A lot of bodies there. Sammy Ochoa with the head tries to play it wide. And now it's found its way to Ayrton in the middle of the park. And ooh, that's a bit of a frustrating one for the Swope Park Rangers, who are on another run. Got to feel like they've got a chance to break there, especially with the ball at the foot of Ayrton, and especially with the way that they've played in the first half here. It is 3-0 Swope Park Rangers. It has been all Swope Park Rangers. And I would say that the Tulsa Roughnecks are going to have a very long talk at the half. And we'll be back to bring you all of the highlights, all of the statistics, and eventually the second half of this, as it is 3-0 Swope Park Rangers over the Tulsa Roughnecks, back in Kansas City right after this.
Looking for exciting career training in a unique hands-on industry? Now you have a choice with Vatterott College's Power Sports and Small Engine Mechanic Training Program. Get real-world experience that employers are looking for, learning service and repair of motorcycles, dirt bikes, snowmobiles, ATVs, four-wheelers, and more in industry current labs. Now is the time to make an exciting change. Call Vatterott College to get started today.
Hi, I'm Kathy Wakili from Bravo's The Real Housewives of New Jersey, but I'm also well known for being an avid baker through my popular specialty line of desserts. If you have the same passion for cooking as I do, consider enrolling in L'Ecole Culinaire. You'll receive hands-on training using industry current techniques, enjoy small class sizes, and receive instruction from culinary industry professionals. Take the first step in your culinary arts education by enrolling in L'Ecole Culinaire in Kansas City. For details, visit online at l'ecole.edu.
Back in here at Children's Mercy Victory Field at Swope Soccer Village in beautiful Kansas City, Missouri. I am Chad Reynolds alongside Sam Covson, and it is 3-0 to the good for the home team, the Swope Park Rangers, over the visiting Tulsa Roughnecks FC tonight. An absolute dream first half. And let's go ahead and get into those highlights right now. Early on, it's Dane Kelly, and this is just the 3rd minute. Dane Kelly one-on-one with Edgar Espinoza, and Christian Duke unmarked. And it's 1-0.
You don't see Christian Duke in those positions very much, Chad, but he makes the most of it, exploits space, and it's a solid finish for the Kansas City native.
And the captain getting this team on the board. And this is Chris Tierpak, and you will not see a better strike than this, maybe at any level in U.S. soccer this week.
Irresistible, Chad. I mean, pick this one out. Chris Tierpak with a brilliant strike, pure class there, into the top left corner. No goalkeeper is going to be saving that one. That made it 2-0.
And look at the smile there from Ayrton, his man on the assist there, and pointing into the crowd, and he should be happy. And then Walefi playing Dane Kelly through with the dummy, and Dane Kelly turns on the afterburners and beats Jake Feener one-on-one.
The Jamaican with some blistering speed there. The USL's all-time leading scorer adding to his haul. Clinical finish after he pulls away from the defender. Swope Park Rangers looking good.
Yeah, absolutely looking good. And it's a beautiful night here. Weather feeling a little like fall, and maybe feeling a little like playoffs if you're the Swope Park Rangers. A 3-point victory tonight would be huge for keeping the Rangers above the red line, and they've got to feel pretty good about that. And we'll be back for the stats in the second half of this match to see if Swope Park Rangers can hang on to this lead here in Kansas City after this.
setting it in, the hammer, it's time! Alan Nagamura, right footed, and it's into the bottom right-hand corner! Eddie Johnson steps up, right footed, and blasts over the bar! History is made in Kansas City! You see half, now it's a Sunni Saad here, taking advantage, ball across, the effort, and the goal! And Rio Tinto Stadium is drenched in sorrow. Inside Susi, turns it through, Sinovic! It is pouring goals in the city of fountains. Pushing right down the centre here, Fairhaven slitting it through, chance, Dwyer! Collard! Equaliser! Velasquez, it's saved by Jimmy Nielsen! Can you believe it? MLS Cup dreams have come true in Sporting Blue! All forward looking for Dom Dwyer here. Dom Dwyer has done it! History maker, record breaker. Lofts it in, and it's headed in! It's Paulo Nagamura! Sporting Kansas City have absolutely shocked this crowd here at Sporting Park! Come on, don't do this! Don't do it! Don't do it! Somebody's back up there! Right in the heart of the defense, cutting his way back. Around Borchard, here's Namath. Christian Namath! And he finds the far post! An absolutely superhuman effort from Christian Namath. And it is knocked away by Tim Melia's knee. Tim Melia diving to his right. For the glory of the city, Quintilla rolls it in. Sporting Kansas City have won the 2015 Lamar Hunt U.S. Open Cup.
Looking for exciting career training in a unique hands-on industry? Now you have a choice with Vatterott College's Power Sports and Small Engine Mechanic Training Program. Get real-world experience that employers are looking for, learning service and repair of motorcycles, dirt bikes, snowmobiles, ATVs, four-wheelers, and more in industry-current labs. Now is the time to make an exciting change. Call Vatterott College to get started today.
Go Ape is a great place to get out of your comfort zone and live life adventurously.
I enjoyed the zip line. That was the most exciting part of the day. Every zip line was so fast and you didn't know how you were going to land it, but somehow you did, and it was really exciting.
Hi, I'm Kathy Wakili from Bravo's The Real Housewives of New Jersey, but I'm also well known for being an avid baker through my popular specialty line of desserts. If you have the same passion for cooking as I do, consider enrolling in L'École Culinaire. You'll receive hands-on training using industry current techniques, enjoy small class sizes, and receive instruction from culinary industry professionals. Take the first step in your culinary arts education by enrolling in L'École Culinaire in Kansas City. For details, visit online at l'ecole.edu.
Welcome back into Swope Soccer Village and Children's Mercy Victory Field. I am Chad Reynolds alongside Sam Govson, and it is 3-0 Swope Park Rangers over the Tulsa Roughnecks FC. 3 goals and 3 matching substitutions, it looks like, at the half here for the Rangers. So we see a trio of players waving at the referee to come on. And it looks like now they're being waved on. It is Johnny Grant, Tomas Granito, and Mark Anthony Gonzalez coming into the match for the Swope Park Rangers. Or as you can see there, maybe backpedaling and walking back over to midfield. But that is Tomas Granito, Mark Anthony Gonzalez, and Johnny Grant coming in, which means it is Walefi, Tyler Pasher, and Amir Djidic coming out. Sorry, trying to get the substitution straight, and I think that's what the referees are doing too. But 90, that's Johnny Grant for 55 coming in, Amir Djidic, Mark Anthony Gonzalez, and Tomas Granito. Granito going to slide into the midfield, we assume, for Walefi, and Mark Anthony Gonzalez going to come in up top for Tyler Pasher. Sam Kovzin, your thoughts on the changes the Swope Park Rangers are making?
Well, Amir Djidic, Walefi, and Pasher all three, I should say, on the Sporting Kansas City roster for the CONCACAF Champions League. And with Sporting Kansas City playing here on Tuesday against Vancouver Whitecaps FC at Children's Mercy Park, we can maybe speculate that these 3 Rangers players will play a part in that game in just 72 hours' time. And so, fresh bodies coming in for the Rangers. As you see a look at Mark Anthony Gonzalez, the Rangers' leading scorer.
And we are almost ready to get underway here in the second half. It is 3-0 to the Rangers, and so we are now underway. Granito on the ball to Ayrton. And Sam, all 3 of those players who have exited this match have seen time in that CCL, and that's exactly kind of what Sporting Kansas City wants to see out of the Swope Park Rangers in their USL team. We've seen quite a bit of that this season, players moving back and forth.
When you look at a guy like Amir Djidic, just an excellent story, really. Played for Baker University here locally in Baldwin City, just south of Kansas City, and then tries out with the Rangers at the start of the season, gets a contract with the team.
Kind of begged for a tryout almost, right?
Absolutely. Sent in film to the coaches. They're like, okay, we'll bring you out for a tryout. He impresses here with the Rangers. 2 CONCACAF Champions League starts for Djidic as the Rangers move into the box here.
Ball kind of pings around in the box. It's Christian Mata challenging for it and hits off of a Roughnecks player and goes out for an Adrian Zendejas goal kick. But yeah, Amir Djidic fighting his way onto the roster and then fighting his way onto the Sporting Kansas City roster.
2 starts, 2 90-minute shifts in the Champions League for Djidic, 6'4" center back. He's made an excellent impression this year. And then you have to like what you've seen, obviously, from Tyler Pasher and Walefi as well. The midfielders, Walefi, stocky in build, but crafty and very agile in the midfield. Covers ground well. And then Pasher, fantastic pace on the wing. Can play left back or left wing. And Sporting KC manager Peter Vermes likes what he's seen from all 3.
Well, and that's the thing about a guy like Walefi is that, yes, he's a holding midfielder, but he's not a holding midfielder in the same mold of Sonny Mustavar. You see a little bit more forward passing as we saw Walefi with an assist tonight. Tomas Granito there getting the foul in front of us. Espinoza to take, and Abador's gonna swing it around as Kaleem is pretty slow getting up. Looks like he was a little worse for the wear after that challenge, but Walefi brings a different look than Sonny Mustavar. Tyler Pasher brings some pace that, frankly, none of the wingers for Sporting Kansas City are known for. Brad Davis, Graham Zusi, Connor Hallisey. And then in the back, Amir Djidic, just a big physical guy who, frankly, has earned it and doesn't necessarily have any skill sets that stand out above anybody on the Sporting bench, but maybe he's a combination of a bunch of guys in terms of qualities. This is Kaleem now on the ball. Over to Sammy Ochoa. Ochoa into Rodriguez, or Espinoza making a run. Espinoza with the right foot plays it across the face of the area, and nobody home for Tulsa. And cleared out for Dane Kelly. Now Chris Tierpak challenging for it. Rangers on the ball. That's Johnny Grant making his first contribution to the match. But Sam, back to that conversation about the players moving back and forth. We see Ever Alvarado in this match, who's really, there's a foul there. Johnny Grant feels like he got that ball, but Ever Alvarado in this match kind of, I would say, the first choice left back now for the Swope Park Rangers, and has seen some time with Sporting Kansas City. And then you got to wonder if a guy like Ayrton playing the way he is right now is the next person to get a look.
You make a good argument that Ayrton has been the Rangers' best player since the month of August. And with the technical quality he brings, the creativity in the attacking third, that skill on the ball, the game comes naturally to him. You can kind of see that from the young 22-year-old. And you'd have to think that if he continues this form, he'll be getting a look from Vermes and Zavagnin sooner rather than later.
Well, and it's really interesting about Ayrton. He wasn't with the team at the beginning of the season, joined in the middle of the year, kind of joined after Kevin Oliveira, who's a man we're not even talking about, because Kevin Oliveira blows out his knee and has to have ACL surgery. And, well, Kevin Oliveira was supposed to be the offensive spark plug and was for much of the year for this Rangers team. As challenge there from Abador found himself far up the field and forces Zendejas to play it out for a throw-in. But Oliveira goes down. Ayrton suddenly comes to the team, takes a while to work himself into fitness, work himself into the system. But Coach Mark Dos Santos reminding me earlier this year, Ayrton had never left Sao Paulo before coming to America. Not even left Brazil, had never left his home city in Brazil. Was a Corinthians product, though, so you know he's got some technical ability. You don't go through that system without picking up the game. And then once he adjusted, not just to the style of play, but to the city, the temperature, the humidity, everything in the middle of the summer, he's been absolutely fantastic. And so you've got this system now where we're seeing the fruit already. We're seeing the movement back and forth, but we're seeing the players from the USL, guys you would not have necessarily expected at the beginning of the year, like Amir Džidić and, let's say, Tyler Pasher, make their way into the lineup. And then you look at guys like Ayrton and Kevin Oliveira, who could be the next wave of that next year. And it really is exactly what this system was designed for.
Exactly right. The system's starting to bear fruit, as we can see already in year one. And also a tip of the hat really to Mark Dos Santos for identifying, as Gonzalez plays a ball in there, Fiener collects. A tip of the hat to Mark Dos Santos for identifying guys like Walefi and guys like Ayrton, bringing them in from his native Brazil. And like we've said, it's a system that seems to be headed in the right direction by all means.
Well, and Mark Dos Santos, as most of you know, has elected to move on and start with another expansion team next season. I think Mark Dos Santos, as much as he's enjoying the developmental side of developing these guys to maybe potentially be the next MLS stars, maybe a little frustrated at times with the roster maneuvers and the way you have to move guys around in USL and MLS. We see a ball to the back post. Sammy Ochoa covered really well by Zendejas. Ochoa doesn't get nearly enough on that. Zendejas making his first save of the match there. This is good work from Carpio, who's not been involved much, but over the head of Omar Ballo at the back post, and Ochoa gets ahead to it, but not a lot there to trouble goalkeeper Adrian Zendejas.
Chad, I like the way Tulsa started the half here. Obviously down 3-0 in bottom of the table. It's going to be tough approaching these last 45 minutes here in Kansas City, but I think they've done well. They've started pretty positively. Zendejas already with a little more work required from him than in the first half combined.
Well, we've seen him play the ball with his feet a couple of times this half, which we didn't even see much in the first half. And that just tells you that Tulsa's got the line a little bit higher, which means they're holding a bit more of the ball. Now this is Chris Tierpak coming across the middle. He's defended by two. He's going to drop it off for Christian Duke. Duke switching the field to Ever Alvarado. Ball maybe going to hold up enough. Alvarado on it. Looks to cut it to the middle. Plays it in for Ayrton. Just a little heavy. And it's back for the Roughnecks now. Scarpio to Ray Lee. Ray Lee with the switch of the field. That was Kaleem on the ball. Wins it out for a throw-in. Davarin with the throw. Back to Ray Lee. Brings it through the midfield. He switches it over to Abador. He's going to go way wide. Big overlapping run from Espinoza on his right foot. Gets away from him a little bit. And takes a rough touch, and Ever Alvarado is going to shepherd it out. Waiting for the call, and it is a corner kick. Ever Alvarado can't believe it. I think I'm with him. That certainly looked like Espinoza played that ball out, but it is shown to be a corner kick.
We're going to get a clean look of it here as Espinoza and Alvarado jockey for possession. Little extracurricular there.
And I didn't, that looked like it came directly off Espinoza as the corner kick comes in, cleared away by Chris Tierpak. And now Ayrton on the break. He's got two guys switching the field. He's got Tomas Granito. It's Dane Kelly. Granito to his right. Ayrton coming up on the left. Dane Kelly taking on two. Now wide to Granito. Granito going to bring it back for Christian Duke. Duke being challenged by Kaleem. Wide to Granito. Back to Duke. Duke with the man on his back and a man on his left. Dribbling through the space. Goes down, but it looks like he'd already lost the ball, and it's Tulsa now. And a bad giveaway. Mark Anthony Gonzalez touches it around Espinoza. Ever Alvarado then dragged down by Espinoza. And it's going to be a free kick in a dangerous position. As we're going to see here, Gonzalez plays that ball through, and Alvarado, I think, smartly putting his body in there, trying to draw that foul.
Alvarado and Espinoza tangled up a couple times already here in the second half. We'd hope with the Rangers being up 3-0, Alvarado will stay out of trouble in that one-on-one matchup for the rest of the game. Alvarado already with 4 yellow cards for the Rangers in 6 appearances coming into tonight.
Yeah, and you wonder if the referees around this league start to think there's a bit of a reputation for Ever Alvarado for being a physical player. This will be Ayrton with the left foot. Big bodies in there. Johnny Grant, Omar Ballo. To the middle of the area, and that is a header win. By Ever Alvarado, but can't put it on frame. It's a good ball from Ayrton.
Great ball whipped in from Ayrton. And this may have reached Alvarado with him not fully expecting it to reach him. Honduran International heads it just wide.
Yeah, Ever Alvarado not certainly the tallest man on the Swope Park Rangers. Maybe not the target there usually. This is Espinoza, again getting far forward for a right center back. Challenged by Gonzalez and out for a throw for the Tulsa Roughnecks. Given immediately away. Christian Duke to Ayrton. Ayrton now trying to work past Abador. Plays the ball down the sideline. Espinoza steps in. Ayrton with the win. Gonna come wide now. Gonzalez. Touches it past Schaefer in. Gets it caught under his own foot. Now can't decide what to do with it. Asking for a handball. I didn't see one. Neither did the referee. And we are going back the other way for Tulsa. It's Sammy Ochoa. To Carpio. Challenged by Alvarado. This is Abador. Switching the field. Chris Tierpak, the first to that ball. A bit of a collision between Tierpak and Davarin, but Tierpak plays it out for a Tulsa Roughnecks throw-in. Big throw from Davarin, intended for Mata, who goes down right in front of the referee, grabbing at his face. No call. The referee not even going to have a talk with Christian Mata, just going to wave like nothing happened there. And as the ball goes out for a Tulsa Roughnecks throw, and we see a substitution for for Tulsa. We'll get to that here in just a minute. Tommy Meyer and Kaleem challenging for the ball, and Tommy Meyer plays it out for the throw. Wide to Espinoza. Espinoza to Ochoa. Ochoa working on Alvarado. Tries to play it across. The ball pops loose. Cleared by Christian Duke. Still there for Ray Lee, and then just up into the air by the Rangers, and they're now going to reset. The substitution for the Tulsa Roughnecks. Bryce Taylor entering the match, replacing Jason Ramos Carpio. Chris Tierpak tried to play through. Taylor making his 13th appearance. 1 goal. No assists on the season, but he is a forward. He's going to slot in. We already see him up there on the shoulder of Omar Ballo, the Swope center back. And now we see Taylor on the ball, laying it back for Ochoa. Ballo stepping and winning the ball. Ochoa goes down, no call. And Mark Anthony Gonzalez will release for Swope Park. Looking for Ayrton, can't find him. Schaefer challenged by Ayrton, and the ball finds its way to Abador. Ochoa back up now. Big looping switch ball. Cut out. Chris Tierpak on, and they go back to the goalkeeper, Edgens and Dejas, who goes directly to Dane Kelly up top, and it's given away. This game, Sam, really settling down, was a bit frantic and back and forth, up and down, if you will, in the first half, and now a little more of a slower match through the midfield. And as I say that, Swope Park Rangers breaking. Ayrton looking for Dane Kelly. Kelly misplays it through his legs. He's got Tommy Meyer on the back post, staking with it himself. And the challenge there from Davarin. I think Dane Kelly may have wanted a penalty kick, but Davarin clearly taking him out, but Kelly, I think, pushed that ball too far ahead of himself, and no joy given by the referee, Andrew Muse.
Tough call there for the referee.
We're going to get
Take
another
a
look at it here.
Yeah, Chad. And looked like it, like you said, Davarin, yeah, catching him right on the edge of the box. An argument could be made for a penalty there. Nonetheless, we continue as Nansel Selbel enters the match for the goal scorer, Chris Tierpak, who netted an absolute beauty in the first half.
Big ball up is in Dejas on it, and Sam Nansel Selbel, the young 18-year-old who maybe had his goal from early in the year supplanted as the goal of the year for the Swope Park Rangers. Going to be looking to get himself one tonight and maybe try and take that crown back.
Selbel's another very exciting young talent who's come through the Sporting Kansas City system. Led the Sporting KC U18s in scoring during the 2014-15 USSDA season.
Sobel, another guy I know that Sporting Kansas City manager Peter Vermees has his eyes on as a potential future product. So we see Sammy Ochoa get down into the corner. It's Ochoa on Tommy Meyer. Tommy Meyer trying to show him to the side. Ochoa cutting back to his right foot. Plays it all the way to the backside. Ever Alvarado gets a touch to it. Bryce Taylor was there, and the ball falls from between the two of them. Alvarado able to release it to Selbel, and now the ball is switched all the way across to Johnny Grant. Grant to Ayrton. Ayrton head up. Outside of the left foot looking for Dane Kelly. What a ball that would have been. And it's out for a Swope Park Rangers corner kick. Let's take a look again at that play on the other side where Sammy Ochoa works on Tommy Meyer.
Well, Ochoa, you can see here, he's done it both this season, the playmaking and the goal scoring, 10 goals, 6 assists. Rangers do what they have to do there in clearing that play. What we didn't see, Ayrton, outside of the left peg. Fantastic.
And there's an in-swinger from Ayrton, claimed up in the air by Jake Feener. And he's going to look to release here with the big right boot. 2 Tulsa players there. Kaleem challenging for it, Tommy Meyer on his back. And now Tomas Granito will just hoof it 70 yards upfield for a throw-in for the Tulsa Roughnecks. Get into the game through the USL social media channels. Follow the USL on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram for news, live game updates, and video highlights from across the league.
We'll definitely be wanting to check out the highlights of Tierpak's goal in the first half, Chad. Watch that one all day.
Just loop that GIF. I'm sure Kurt Austin and Patrick Bergerbo, the Swope Park Rangers GM and communications guys, will have a if they don't already, have a GIF of that going.
Oh, and I saw Patrick send a tweet out to SportsCenter. I think top 10 plays. That's as worthy a candidate as any, even on a college football Saturday.
Busy college football Saturday, but you see a goal like that, and that's one of those goals that not only is it well struck, but it went up into the exact perfect position, and it's hard to deny that that's going to be a big play. Ever Alvarado now going forward, looking for Nancel Selbel. Selbel, big sliding tackle by Edgar Espinoza. Maybe the weight of the pass from Alvarado, not perfect, but Selbel was lurking. Now it's Granito. He's got a big boot if he wants to shoot. He goes wide. Across the face of the area. Granito was there, but it's cleared away. Back for Ayrton. He and Selbel not on the same page. Selbel now, he'll dance over it. Big switch back across. Cut back for Granito. Granito into Ayrton. It's on the left foot. Chipped ball to the back post for Ever Alvarado. He tries to chest that. I think he tried to chest that past Edgar Espinoza so he could do something with it. And it goes out off Espinoza for a corner kick.
Well, we see Ayrton again pulling the strings from the central channel. Head up, lofts it neatly for Alvarado. Corner kick coming here for the Rangers.
That left boot from Ayrton. The technical ability, the way he can spot a guy and then drop a ball on a dime, fantastic. Ayrton with the corner kick. It's low and driven, bounces around in the area. Found Omar Ballo. He was looking for Dane Kelly, couldn't find him. Here comes the substitute, Bryce Taylor for Tulsa. Cuts it back across the middle. Cuts it into Mark Anthony Gonzalez. And Nancel Selbel there to clean it up. Now Ayrton in space. He's got Espinoza on him. Tries to touch him around to the left. Espinoza does well. Puts himself between Ayrton and the ball and draws the foul.
It's a good job there from Espinoza. He's been very involved tonight. A lot required from him defensively. We've also seen him venture forward at times, getting the attack. But he's been pretty solid in one-on-one defending situations, and we see that again there.
But Sam, how does this game light up every time the ball is on Ayrton's foot? I mean, I think we feel it here in the booth. You can see the fans feel it. Just everybody waiting for him to do something spectacular next.
Fantastic. He's got the ball on the string at his feet. His vision, fantastic. Really exciting player.
It's a giveaway by Tulsa, and that's Mark Anthony Gonzalez on it. Into the middle for Dane Kelly. Dane Kelly to his left foot. Dane Kelly touching between. What a play defensively, and we're going to come out. That's the foul called on Dane Kelly. But what a play by Devin Morgan to cut off Dane Kelly and keep him from rounding three people and getting into the area.
And that's no easy task when Dane Kelly is running at a full head of steam here. As we can see, that's number 16. That's Isaiah Schaefer standing up large.
And this is Nancel Selbel in. What a ball again from Ayrton. I don't know how many times we've said that tonight, but cut out again. And now the Roughnecks with the ball at their feet. Schaefer going wide. Abador calling for it in the middle of the park. This is Davarin. He finds Ray Lee. Back to Abador. Tulsa content to play it around the back for now. Now the big switch. Bryce Taylor wide open outright. Nancel Selbel had gone far up the field. Taylor across. Easy for Ever Alvarado. Soft touch. And it's the Rangers' ball. Christian Duke now, the captain, to Tomas Granito, the man who came in at halftime for Walefi. He's playing the holding midfield role. But he's more of a two-way shuttler than what we saw out of Walefi, right, Sam?
Correct. Absolutely. I think he's someone who you'll see in the attacking third a little bit more. More of a box-to-box midfielder.
Sammy Ochoa with the ball across. Tommy Meyer does well. Ambitious stuff. That ball fell to Bryce Taylor, the substitute for the Tulsa Roughnecks. Looked to have a shot there. Would be the first time that Adrian Zendejas has been really challenged. Would only be his second save of the night, but not on frame. High and wide, and Zendejas now with the goal kick. And Sam, Adrian Zendejas, we've seen kind of a revolving door at goalkeeper for the Swope Park Rangers this season, but the last month or so it's been Zendejas' job, and you'd have to say he's performed pretty well.
You'd have to say so, and this is his third start in 4 games tonight. In the 2 previous matches in which he's started, the Rangers have come away with all 3 points. Like you said, certainly a revolving door with multiple goalkeepers getting their try. We've seen Kempen, we've seen Lubin, and now Zendejas. And Zendejas has done nothing that would probably cause any concern for head coach Mark Dos Santos, so we'll see how that situation transpires over the next couple weeks as the regular season draws to a close, and hopefully the Rangers get into the playoffs.
Well, and the thing that Adrian Zendejas doesn't have in his brief professional soccer career, had actually never played a professional soccer match until making his debut in a win here against LAFC, but excuse me, LA Galaxy 2. But what Zendejas doesn't have is that clean sheet and an opportunity certainly to get it here tonight. Now we're going to see another substitution for Swope Park Rangers, or at least the 4th official held up the board. And it is, for me, the guy who's made everything go for the Swope Park Rangers tonight, Ayrton, exiting the match. Alex Milano going to slide into that attacking midfield role. Sam, how about Ayrton tonight?
Well, Chad, he's lit up the league, quite frankly, over the last couple weeks, and tonight was no different. Constantly involved in the attacking third, head up, ball on the string. That left peg he has, just awfully impressive with the way he's able to float balls wherever he wants to. A very, very exciting young product here that the Swope Park Rangers have on their side. Ayrton, another solid outing this evening.
Ever Alvarado looking for the through ball for Dane Kelly. Jake Feener out off his line to claim it. Good shielding defense to keep Kelly to get to that. And to put a point on Ayrton's night, and we talk about how exciting of a prospect he is, but you watch him play and he doesn't feel like he's a young kid. He feels there's a lot of age to his game. There's a lot of maturity to the way he sees the field and the way he breaks things down. You do see him make the immature mistake, and it's that lack of consistency that I think has kept him from jumping up yet. But as he's gotten more and more comfortable here with the Swope Park Rangers and here in America, frankly, I think you're going to see that sharpness to his game, that technical ability that you can't really teach. A lot of that is innate, come more and more to the forefront.
I think a lot of it is a confidence thing, Chad. I think everything he does, whether it's good or bad, he does it with conviction. He does it with an assuredness. Here's Anthony Gonzalez plays to Kelly. Wow. Chad, I think that one nicked the left crossbar from Dane Kelly.
Yeah, I heard the ping from that ball all the way up here in our booth. Dane Kelly hitting that hard up the upper 90. So we see Mark Anthony Gonzalez cutting across, and he's got Dane Kelly there. A good ball to him. Kelly putting it on his preferred left foot, hits it hard. And we do see it hit the side of the post and then hit the side netting, which shows you how close he was. But one last thought on Ayrton, because I just want to keep talking about the match he had. You talk about that confidence, and he knows where that ball's going every time, and I'm certainly not going to compare him in terms of skill level or anything like that to the great Carlos Valderrama, but the way he plays the game, where when the ball's on his foot, he knows exactly where it's going, and he's going to set everything up, and he can do it without covering a ton of ground. By the time Carlos Valderrama made his way to MLS, the ageless Colombian would basically sit in the middle of the park and just ping the ball wherever he wanted. And at times it feels like Ayrton has that quality to his game, or that potential ability to his game, and that's really exciting from such a young player.
You bet. And for the Kansas City fans watching, maybe an ambitious comparison would be Preki, with the left foot. He had the all-time leading scorer and assist man for the Kansas City Wizards back in the day.
That magical left foot invokes comparisons always, doesn't
Right?
it? Even when you knew Preki was going to his left foot, he was still dangerous with it, and there's a bit of that in Ayrton's game. And as he continues to grow and develop, we could see that at the next level. Free kick now for the Tulsa Roughnecks. And it looks like David Abador is going to run over and talk to the coaching staff or the equipment staff. Maybe get some instructions from head coach David Irving. Maybe some magic spray, or I can see some spray on the boot. Free kick taken. Into the area. Johnny Grant with the clearance. It's Dane Kelly. He's 1v1. Abador's on his back. Across to Nansel Selbel. Selbel now cutting to his right foot. Maybe too much of a touch. A bit heavy. Can't do anything with it. And now Mark Anthony Gonzalez. Back for the captain, Christian Duke. Duke wide to Ever Alvarado on his left foot. Selbel all the way across. Nansel Selbel now. He's a jitterbug. You never know what he's going to do there. Tries to pull it across his body into the area. Isaiah Schaefer making sure he doesn't have that option, and then Selbel fouling him from behind. But Sam, let's talk a little bit about Nansel Selbel. Just 19 years old. Another, as you said earlier, Sporting Kansas City Academy kid. And I like to call him a water bug. I said jitterbug there, but that's what I love about his game.
He's a terrific athlete, very fast. As you can see, he's got great skills on the ball. I think what we'll see from him in the years to come is him kind of growing into a man, filling out. That physicality is something that is so hard to adjust to when you jump from the academy onto the professional level. And I think with Selbel, I think that's part of the progression, is the physical side of it.
Dane Kelly near the 6, looking to roof the goalkeeper from a tough angle, but can't put it on frame. But the back line for Tulsa has been playing face up to their own goal much of the match tonight, and we see it again there. Another through ball for Dane Kelly. Davarin trying to chip it up. Eventually does chip it up over Mark Anthony Gonzalez, but it's a giveaway. Tomas Granito there. Granito now going to go all the way back to Tommy Meyer. Meyer back to Granito. Back and forth between the two as Meyer now looks forward. Nobody for Swope in the area. And it's Tulsa, another big ball. Tommy Meyer right back to him with the head. Ray Lee in the midfield. Semi Ochoa again coming deep to receive. Now Ray Lee. Mark Anthony Gonzalez, Alex Milano winning it. And wow, Ray Lee and Alex Milano really getting into it. I think we're going to see this again. And Christian Duke first steps in, then Milano comes in a little heavy, but it's a lot of jersey grab from Ray Lee.
I think you'd normally see a yellow card in that situation, but I actually like the referee keeping the card in his pocket there as we see a shot go high and wide at this juncture in the game. Result not really in doubt. Nothing malicious there between the two players, Ray Lee and Milano.
Goal kick now. Jake Feener, who had a very busy first half. Certainly not at fault for any of the 3 goals he conceded, but made 6 saves. Had 7 last week in Salt Lake. Hasn't had quite as much to do here in the second half, at least on frame. This is Johnny Grant. Looking for Mark Anthony Gonzalez in the corner, and it's stepped in by Tulsa. Now a throw for Tulsa. Christian Duke. Gonzalez. Ballo switching for Ever Alvarado. He's got Nansel Selbel in front of him. They feign the 1-2. Now Selbel elects to keep it himself. Cuts it back across. He's got Milano. Milano, nobody running. He's got a really wide run if he looks for it from Johnny Grant. Instead, Opsa bring it back in for Christian Duke. Now wide to Ever Alvarado. Milano, no urgency from Swope Park here. Nansel Selbel, man on his back. No foul called as he gives that ball away. And it's Sammy Ochoa. Ochoa near midfield. Goes left. Khalim into the corner. Now back into the middle. Oh, just behind Sammy Ochoa. It was a long 1-2, but it would have been a nice 1-2. But Sammy Ochoa just has not had enough opportunities in dangerous positions tonight.
No, and he was feeling a little dejected there. Made a long run off the ball into the box. Ball played in just behind him. Ochoa expended a lot of energy there. Didn't quite get it onto his foot like he would have liked. And again, that center forward for the Roughnecks has not quite been able to assert himself in the game. Partly in credit to the Rangers, of course. Roughnecks spending large portions of this game defending.
Granito winning that ball. Playing through Nansel Selbel, the second man through. Now onto his right foot. Nansel Selbel pushed off of that ball in the area. Shoulder to shoulder, though, from Edgar Espinoza is what Andrew Mousse says, the referee. Sam, let's take a look at this again. Do you think that's shoulder to shoulder, or is that a foul in the area?
I think I like the no call from the referee. I think it's shoulder to shoulder here. I think he gets the ball, does Espinoza. Selbel goes down in the box. But again, shoulder to shoulder, fair challenge in my book.
That's smart shoulder to shoulder, I think, too. That's making sure he kept his hands down at his sides so that they couldn't say he extended an arm at all.
Exactly.
Selbel again, going toward the end line. Tries to nutmeg a defender and look for Dane Kelly. The ball comes off the defender's leg, and Kelly can't quite get there. And now it's Christian Mata out for Tulsa. Mata looking for the substitute, Bryce Taylor. Can't find him. Finds Ever Alvarado instead, and now it's the Rangers again. Tomas Granito. Granito to Duke. Excuse me, Milano. Back to Granito. Now Johnny Grant. Really nice tight quarter stuff from the Rangers here. Granito looking forward. Going for Selbel. Selbel 1v1. Now 1v2. He's going to bring it back. Milano. All the way back to the center back, Ballo. Milano again, and that ball's a little errant for Ballo. And the Rangers have to retreat all the way back to Zendejas. Little cheeky stuff from Zendejas. They're electing to go with the chip over the onrushing Mata. But all the way back up quickly to Tomas Granito. Challenged in the midfield by Khalim. Khalim saying he got the ball. Andrew Mousse saying, nope, that's a foul. And Granito going to stand over a free kick here for the Swope Park Rangers.
Colleen coming in here from behind on Granito. And yeah, I think it's probably the right call. I think it's a foul. Colleen very little of the ball there as Granito hits the turf. Granito standing over this free kick for the Rangers, taking it short to Milano.
Simple stuff, simple free kick from the Rangers. Duke goes wide. Selbel coming far back for it. You know he wants to run it, people. Milano through to Grant. Grant across the face of the goal. And Dane Kelly was there. And he hits that hard with the right foot, going down for it. But Jake Feener in the right place at the right time. Big save.
Well worked as Johnny Grant, the substitute, gets in on the act there. And Kelly does well to put that one on goal, unfortunately straight at Feener.
Yeah, he's going to feel unlucky about that. Johnny Grant's going to feel unlucky about that. He thought he had his first assist on the season. But Jake Feener, big save. That's his 7th of the night now, tying the mark he set last week. Granito to Milano. Coming past Christian Duke. Carrying. Tries to cut it back. Abador mad. He thinks he won that ball, and I think Abador is going to get a card here for it, as he probably should. I'm going to say I hope our field mics did not pick up the language from David Abador there. I certainly heard it.
Yeah, safe to say that he goes into the books there for dissent, as the referee Andrew Mousse shows his yellow card.
And I think I actually think Avador's got a case there. I think he did play that ball off of Milano, but you still can't say that and hope to not go in the book.
Open, Balo, open, Balo. Balo, Balo.
Into the midfield. Ball forward looking for Mata. Mata challenged by Balo. Zendejas over now. And this will be a goal kick for the Swope Park Rangers. Let's take another look back at that chance, Sam, for Dane Kelly from Johnny Grant.
Well, I like Johnny Grant getting in on the act here as we see Milano spreading it wide. Great ball whipped in. And, it, you know, gosh, Kelly does really well there to stick out his right foot and get that attempt on target. Again, just unfortunate that it's straight at Feener.
He's
Makes it
leaning
7
back
straight
there. That's
and
a
9.
acrobatic stuff from Dane Kelly to even get to that.
Yeah, that was well done.
Feener, 80% of goalkeeping is good positioning, and Jake Feener in the right spot there. Now Sammy Ochoa. On his right foot, hits it hard. Short hops it right in front of Zendejas, but 80% of goalkeeping is good positioning, and Adrian Zendejas in the right spot.
Well saved from Zendejas, and Sammy Ochoa showing why he's the big danger man for Tulsa. They would have liked probably more from him this evening. Certainly nothing of his fault, as the Rangers have done a good job corralling Ochoa.
Zendejas there, waving at his teammates, saying, "Yeah, my bad, guys." He got himself caught out a little bit, had a bad giveaway, tried to get a little fancy, and gave that ball away and was chipped at the back post, but not on frame. And now we're going to see another substitution for the Tulsa Roughnecks. It's number 10, Kaleem, leaving the match. I think they put up number 14. Pretty sure Christian Mata was already in, so.
I think it's number 11, Carlos Martinez, entering the game now.
Which makes far more sense considering Mata was on the field than Carlos Martinez now on the match. And that's a big ball forward, looking for that man, Christian Mata. No joy. And now Ever Alvarado. Omar Balo, bad giveaway. Bryce Taylor, looped ball to the back post. Ochoa drops it off. Mata on it, turning at the top of the area. And Carlos Martinez, the new man. Not exactly what you want for your first touch.
No, and what Mark Dos Santos wants to see from his Rangers side right now is close this game out. Obviously, a wayward shot there from Martinez that we're going to see another look of here in a second. Yeah, right now. But again, the Rangers, they've had a hard time keeping clean sheets this season, and it's a clean look here as we enter the final 5 minutes. Shot from Martinez goes wayward.
Well, that's perhaps the best worked stuff we've seen from the Tulsa Roughnecks, maybe all night. The big ball over from Bryce Taylor, who I think has been a bit of a bright spot for Tulsa since he's come in. And Taylor finding Ochoa, Ochoa dropping it back to Mata, Mata then finding Martinez, but it's been like that all season long for Tulsa. Good chances, but the last touch certainly not there. And this is a dangerous free kick just outside of the area. A lot of bodies involved in there. Hard to see even who went down. But it was in front of referee Andrew Muse, so he's going to make the call. I believe we're going to get another look at it. And Sam, what did you see here? This is Tommy Meyer and Mata.
Meyer and Mata battling for position. You know, not a whole lot in that, in my opinion, Chad. They both kind of follow the turf together.
Yeah, to me, I think Mata pokes that ball through and then doesn't have a chance for it, but it is a free kick for the Tulsa Roughnecks. It's the right-footed Mata having a go, punched away by Zendejas, and all the way back to Mata, and he's going to drop it back for Davarin.
That's really well hit there from Mata. Zendejas forced into action, as we're going to see. Mata with a clean strike on goal, bending that one into the near post. Zendejas keeping the shutout as of now.
Bit of a Schross, the old shot cross there. Asks for a corner kick, but out for a goal kick. And Zendejas should take his time here. He's only got 2 minutes plus stoppage time as we enter the 89th minute now. Zendejas looking potentially at his first clean sheet, and he certainly doesn't want to give that up.
And potentially moving to 3-0-0 in this recent stretch of games. I think we can probably count on that, huh?
That's a big recent stretch of games. There was the one outlier in the middle against Rio Grande Valley, who are, to be fair, a very good squad, very well coached by Wilmer Cabrera and very well organized. But that was a bit of an outlier because the lineup changed a ton with a lot of Sporting Kansas City players being inserted, and frankly at times didn't look like a Swope Park Rangers game. The style was very different, and I think when you got a lot of guys who haven't played together, they struggle to put it all together. But this looked more like the Rangers we've seen all season, a team that just counterattacks and can be so deadly so quickly.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of cohesion tonight. From back to front, it's been a solid team performance from the Rangers, especially dangerous in the first half. Those through balls. As we see a shot from Mark-Anthony Gonzalez saved by Feener.
And Sam, yeah, you said it. I mean, it was a much more dangerous first half, especially with the through balls from the Swope Park Rangers, but didn't necessarily need to be dangerous in the second half. And I think we've seen Tulsa play a deeper line, but really they've just done exactly what they needed to do in the second half, which is see out this result and get 3 points.
Seen out the result without any injuries, and we've seen plenty of substitutions as Gidic and Walefi and Pasher all made way at halftime as we see a booking.
Johnny Grant going to go into the book for a foul. I think more of that was after the play yellow card than anything else. Yeah, a lot of hand fighting and some grabbing there, and then you can see Johnny Grant getting into the legs twice, and that's a pretty deserved card.
I would say so, getting in there on Brady Ballou's legs. Tulsa substitute.
Ball in the area, bouncing around, finds Zendejas, and that was Sammy Ochoa was in there. Edgar Espinoza was in there. Excuse me, that's Isaiah Schaefer in there, and then somehow just pops right into the arms of Zendejas as we enter the first of 2 added minutes of stoppage time here. It'll be a throw-in for the Swope Park Rangers. Zendejas pulls it to his right foot, goes long. A foul on Nansel Sobol. He thinks Irla Davarin climbed his back, but the referee saying Sobol backed into him, so it'll be a free kick for Tulsa. This is going to be taken by Jake Feener, the goalkeeper. He's coming all the way up to take this. Headed forward, Zendejas going to play this with his feet and hang on to it until Sammy Ochoa challenges. Just killing off these 2 minutes of extra time. Big boot from Zendejas. Sobol, the small guy, coming over and winning that with the boot. Nice little 1, 2, 3 between Sobol, Johnny Grant, and Tomas Granito. And Granito himself will get the last touch as the referee whistles for the final. A 3-0 win for the Swope Park Rangers, a comprehensive win for the Swope Park Rangers that, Sam, moves them into 6th place in the USL Western Conference playoff race.
A fantastic result for our playoff hopes, for the Swope Park Rangers playoff hopes. Tierpak's goal, obviously the highlight of the match, but plenty of bright spots across the pitch for the Rangers, who get their 5th clean sheet of the season.
5th clean sheet of the season. First for Adrian Zendejas, but there's the man right there. Third in that line. You see him hugging Taylor. Tonight's man of the match, presented by Courtyard Overland Park Metcalf, is Chris Tierpak with a stunning cracker of a goal. We're going to take another look at it here. I hope 9 or 10 times. Chris Tierpak cutting the ball to his left, just given time. Not lax defending, but lazy defending, or maybe just passive defending, but nothing passive about that shot from Chris Tierpak.
No, and I think a strike of that quality alone should land you the Courtyard Overland Park Metcalf man of the match. Fantastic hit there from Tierpak, and a fantastic result for the Rangers as they look to put a little cushion between themselves and that 8th and final spot in the West, now
And
sitting at 6th.
Sitting in 6th, and it's a huge 3 points, and it's a huge goal for Chris Tierpak. And the Courtyard Overland Park Marriott congratulates Chris Tierpak. He is tonight's man of the match, and I think running away with that award. I think he had a great night. I think Ayrton had a great night. I don't think you can say anybody for the Swope Park Rangers had a poor night, but who really stood out for you aside from Tierpak and Ayrton tonight?
Well, I think you look at the early goal from Christian Duke, a second goal of the season for him. And yes, he scored, but he was also very savvy in the middle of the pitch. A solid performance from him. I also like the way that the back line was able to adjust to Gidic's departure at halftime, with those 3 substitutes, as Pasher and Gidic and Walefi looked to Tuesday potentially getting playing time with the Sporting Kansas City side in the CONCACAF Champions League. So overall, a fantastic result from Mark Dos Santos' side.
Yeah, and I'm with you. I think Christian Duke had a good night. I think Christian Duke, especially after Walefi comes out, Christian Duke brings a ton of bite in that midfield. And Granito's a good player who covers a lot of ground, but Duke really, really just fills up space in the midfield. And this is a big one. This is a big 3 points for the Swope Park Rangers. They go on the road next Sunday at Oklahoma City. And then they're on the road against this Tulsa team the Wednesday after that in a rainout makeup game. But then home, the next home match, and the last home match of the regular season at least, Saturday, September 24th, right here at Children's Mercy Victory Field against Seattle Sounders FC2. And Sam, that match might actually be for that 8th and final spot. Seattle currently sitting in 10th, Swope sitting in 6th. Really in a tight race there at the bottom of the playoff race in the USL Western Conference. So a huge 3 points tonight sets the Rangers up to be in a better spot that they might not be having to win that game to get into the playoffs, maybe having to win that game to get a home match. But a huge 3-point win, 3-goal win, and a huge 3 points, for the Swope Park Rangers tonight against the Tulsa Roughnecks FC. And we saw it get started early. The goal very early from Dane Kelly to Christian Duke. Right here, Christian Duke pops that shot up over the goalkeeper, Jake Feener. His second goal of the season for the captain, Chris Tierpak. An absolute stunner to win himself man of the match and put his side 2 goals to the good. And then, you see the joy in Chris Tierpak's face. And then the third goal, the icer from Dane Kelly. And a huge 3 points for the Swope Park Rangers. For all of us here at Children's Mercy Victory Field, for producer Jordan Burrell, for Sam Cobbs and my man here in the booth and everybody in the truck, it's a 3-0 win for the Swope Park Rangers. Thank you very much. We'll see you next time.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League may not be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the express written consent from the United Soccer League.